Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Alicia and I'm obsessed with stickers and planning, so if you are too, you're in the right place. My channel is full of plan with me's, sticker hauls, and other planning videos. All of my videos have timestamps in the description so you can skip around to different sections and to different shops in my hauls. And if this is your 20th time listening to this intro, you can go ahead and skip this too. All my social media links, including Instagram, are in the description, as well as all the supplies I use and notes about each video. The planner I'm currently using is my standard size vertical planner, which I use for decorative memory planning. I also just want to add a couple quick notes about me since I don't always remember to go into detail in my videos, and for new viewers it can be confusing. So when I mention work, I'm referring mostly to my bookkeeping position at a grocery store, and when I mention Anastasia, or Anna for short, she is my pet ball python. So let's go ahead and get started with this video, and I hope you enjoy. Hi everyone, so I'm very excited to be showing you this week's new releases. So we do have the wedding collection as the main event for today, and I will get into that in a second, but first let's go over the extra stuff. So it is summer now, officially in my mind anyway, so we do have the summer freebie that will be going out in all orders, including open orders, which I will be working on for the next few days. But here we have an example in light gold. I basically just took some elements from my beach collection and jam-packed them into this freebie for you guys. So as you can see, I have utilized all of the space. We have our quote box over here, a couple of wave dividers, 9 pieces of cluster deco, a few scripts. We have beach day, another version of beach day, and then just beach in my handwriting. And then we have a swoop and dangle arrangement. So hopefully you can pull this into any of your summer spreads. I try to include stuff that you don't have to have like the whole collection in order to just pull into something. So like nothing that really like needs to be part of a matching set. Like you won't really find any underlays on these types of freebies, but of course you can shop from the actual beach collection if you would like, and then you can get this freebie as like bonus goodies. Because it will be going out in all orders, and it is Father's Day coming up as well, so we do have our Father's Day sheet. I did have a Mother's Day sheet earlier, so this is the Father's Day version. Found some nice chunky quotes to use. So we have 3 actual quote box overlays. We have Happy Father's Day, Husband, Father, Protect Your Hero, and then Dad Joke Loading, which I thought was funny. And then for the sauce section, we do have 2 floating, like, quote box kind of things, like you would normally find on my quote samplers, so you can put these anywhere in the full box. They're kiss cut, and then 2 Father's Day scripts as well. So that is an example in silver. And that's kind of it for the extra stuff. Before we get into the main content, just a little disclaimer: any imperfections or, black specks that you see in this foiling only appears here on the demo versions. They will not appear on the final product. So we do have an additional bonus foil bundle this week in addition to the main collection, which again I will go over in 1 second. But before that, I'm going to introduce to you the foil bundle exclusive, which I will be doing this kind of going forward whenever there is a theme that I really want to do that doesn't really merit a whole collection, because like maybe there's only 1 kit you could use it with, or it's like very limited, maybe not a lot of people want it. So for situations like that, I do intend to do just a foil bundle for that theme, and then you can pick it up if you want it. But this will be kind of all there is to it. And then if you do want some elements that are not included, like I just didn't make them for this particular set, you can always just pick up some of my basics collection in like the same foil colors and just sprinkle that in. For instance, my foil bundles do not contain tall boxes or big box overlays, so if you are using a kit that like has those for this particular theme, you can just go ahead and grab those from my basics collection in the same matching foil color and just like pull that in, because that's like confetti and that goes with everything. So for this particular collection, I did kind of like hint this on Instagram a couple times. I did do a poll to see how many people would be using this kit, or this art set rather. And the art set was the Batman set by Kittenish Girl Jess. And so several people did say they would be using it, but not enough to merit like a whole collection. And it is like just one art set that's Batman themed that I've seen. So I didn't want to do a whole collection, but we do have a foil bundle for that. So this is the Vengeance foil bundle. We have our first page, which is just the full box overlays in the same format, which is the new format. So we have 2 of the full version, 2 medium, and then 2 of the 2 corner and the double box scene. So you can see the elements that I pulled in. Try to keep it very simple because again, it's just the foil bundle. So we do have our Batman symbol, the Catwoman mask, and then the Riddler question marks. And I just kind of kept it to the Batman stuff that is from the latest Batman movie because I feel like that's what a lot of people are going to be using it to mark. And it's also kind of like the only one I've seen. So yeah, just those 3 elements are very reminiscent of the latest movie with Robert Pattinson. So that is the full box overlay page, and then we have our 2 underlay pages. So I did do just the large for the main underlays that are included. You do not have a choice because again, I only did basically like 2 underlays, and this is the one I chose to go on these pages. So we do have our large confetti pattern, and I did foil this in silver just because I thought it would be best. And then at page 3 we have the header overlays and the deco. So for headers, we just have our confetti in the top left. Top right is alternating Batman symbol and Riddler symbol. And then here we have the Catwoman mask and the Riddler single question mark alternating. So we have 9 each of these and then 8 of these, so 26 total. And then here we have the deco. We have several large pieces of the 3 elements, a couple rows of the medium, and then 1 row of the tiny, and then 1 tiny cluster deco. And then page 4, for our bottom washi, I just did, the solid pattern, which is the alternating all of the symbols. And then here's our confetti, and then our page flags as well. Those are the only things that I really change on this page. And then you do have the add-ons as well. I will be including these with all of the bundles. So we have our alternate underlay pattern, which is just the question marks scattered around. And there is a lot of bleed on these sheets for obvious reasons, but they are kiss cut like that. And then we have our 3 corner confetti full box overlays. And then we have a couple border overlays as well. We have the bat symbol and then the question marks and the 4 corners. I haven't done this like 4 corner pattern yet, but it is pretty common, I feel like, out there in the planner world, so I might be doing more of that. And then for our, usually these are both quote boxes, but I just did 1 quote box, which is our full confetti pattern, the quote I am vengeance, and then the little Batman mask. And then this other one, I just didn't want to mess with another quote, and I did want to include like a larger Batman logo, so there's that overlay. And these 2 are like kind of unique elements. They're not found anywhere else in the set, so it's kind of fun just to throw that in. And that is the Vengeance foil bundle, so you will be able to pick this up in whatever foil color you would like. It will be available as a mini as well, so you don't have to get the underlays with it. You can just get these 3 pages if you want for the mini, and then you can add on the add-on page to the mini as well, in addition to the ultimate foil bundle. It is totally optional. So yeah, that is Vengeance, and now let's get into the wedding collection, which I'm very excited about. I'm not actually like getting married, but it is wedding season. There have been a lot of weddings lately and more to come. Like my housemates are actually getting married, I think this month, so very exciting for them. So, and I haven't seen a ton of wedding foil. There is some, I think there's like some bits and pieces. I don't think I remember seeing like a whole collection, or like maybe it's been a while, so it's time for some new stuff. So here is some new stuff for you. and you can use this to mark your own wedding or like a friend's wedding. There's like some stuff in here that like would make it so you could use it to mark like just anybody's wedding, somebody that you know. It's just really fun to mark that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's start with the, I feel like I should organize this. I don't think I did. I don't know. Let's just start with the quarter sheets. So we have the script sampler sheet. There are like a ton of different scripts you could do for wedding related stuff, but I just chose kind of the bigger events so I could fit it all into one quarter sheet. So we have the I said yes, which is like the proposal, and that is like meant to go in a half box or a square box. There are two, even though technically you would probably only have this happen to you once, unless of course you get married twice or whatever. But I included a second one just in case you wanted to mark it in two places, like in the sidebar and in the week, or if you just like mess up the first one or like accidentally cut it or something, or the foil scratches off or whatever, which it does if you like fold it by accident. Like it won't just scratch off if you like scratch it lightly, but if you like fold it, sometimes the foil does flake off. So yeah, there's just another one in case you mess up the first one somehow. And then let's see, so these elements are repeated down here, and then so we have wedding day, bridal shower, and engagement party. So again, you can use these for your own wedding, but also for somebody else's wedding. And then we have bachelorette party. The only reason that's like small and not the same size as engagement party is because bachelorette would just take up way too much space. That was like the only way I could do it. I didn't even want to do it in my own script because I already stretch out the words in my own script, so had to do it the reverse way, which I don't like, but because I like everything to be exactly like that hybrid format, but oh well. It is what it is. So yeah, we have some like third box sizes that I think could still fit in a third box, but it's kind of a more half box size. And then these are like little thing or fancy label size. And then we have shoes, rings, and then send invitations, and then a couple for registry, which is meant to mark like when you're working on your registry. And I did include like duplicates of those in case you were working on it on more than one day. And same for dress shopping. There's like quite a few of those. Because, you know, it might be an affair that takes several outings. I really don't know based off experience because I am not married and I don't know anybody like who's gone through the wedding process, but I would assume that it would take a while to find the perfect dress. Yeah, and then like it kind of repeats down there. And I can't believe I forgot to mention it before now, but this is in the new foil to the shop, which is glitter holo. So it's like, I think pixie dust is like the closest equivalent, or like pixie holo, but the one that I chose does have the stars in it, so it is like the glitter pattern of the red and the orange glitter in my shop. It's just like the silver version, so it's like pixie dust with the stars in it. Very pretty, and I thought it would look fantastic with this particular collection, which it does. It's kind of hard to see the elements when you're looking at just the foil. It's hard to see the details unless you turn it like at a certain angle, but it does look gorgeous. So I mean, it's up to you, but I just thought it would be really fun to offer this for the wedding collection. So that is going to be new to my shop in time for this release. Next, let's go over the underlays, which we all know are the best part. So we have the large underlays here, which again, like, it's super hard to tell the details, but it's really easy to see the prettiness of the foil at that angle. So let's try to find an angle where we can kind of look at everything. I feel like it's a little easier there, but yeah, you can see there's like the wedding cake in there. There's like clinking wine glasses or champagne or whatever. There's some wedding rings and some doves kissing, pretty sure. And then yeah, everything repeats smaller, and the confetti pattern for this collection, sometimes I'll vary it up. So in this one there is also little twinkle stars and little hearts scattered in there as well. So that's the large pattern, and then we have the medium version of that, which is just the elements a lot bigger and a lot more sparsely scattered. So there's two versions of that. And then for our fun underlays, we have the wedding rings and sparkles. So the sparkles are the only confetti for this particular design, and then a few variations of the wedding rings. And then the really fun one is the wedding vows. So this is like an actual like script word underlay, which I haven't done before, but I've kind of seen that kind of thing done, and I really liked it, so I thought it would be perfect to do like a wedding vows one. So this is like a very traditional wedding vow that is in here. Let me see if I can find an angle that maybe you can like pause and read it at. Like there, you can probably read it. But yeah, it's just pretty traditional, and I use like the very Carly script font because I thought it would like look the most decorative if you are just like glancing at it in your planner instead of like taking the time to read it, because I mean it's going to be covered up by boxes for the most part. But yeah, very fun, very new. So those are the underlays, and then we have our dividers. So as usual on this page we have the 16 simple line dividers, which I like to use for decorating fancy labels or just anywhere. And then we have the like simple line dividers but with deco elements in the middle or on the ends. So we have the wedding cake there, the wedding ring there, and the tiny little doves. And then that like is mirrored and then mirrored once more. And then for the tiny dividers we have the doves and a heart alternating, and then the dainty dots and the wedding ring. And then we have just some really fun fancier like flourish dividers up here, which I haven't included before, but I thought what better to bring those in than with this collection. So we have like a tiny little heart up there as well. It's kind of hard to see. All of these will be a lot clearer in the mock-up versions that you see on the website, but they are very dainty and pretty. And this sheet will also be available on premium matte paper as well, because if you use these dividers over the really busy underlays, they're just going to blend right in. I like to use these over like half boxes as well. But if you get them in premium matte, then they will have the white border around and they will show up against the busy bougie boxes. So it's up to you. And then for the double box scene, actually, let's save this because I want to go over the confetti first, because this is like a spoiler for that. And my confetti is for some reason out of order too. I should have like organized this. So yeah, here's our confetti pattern for the wedding collection. We have a bouquet of flowers, which you'll be able to see better on the deco sheet. This tiny little flower bouquet, the clinking glasses. We have some wedding bells up here, and then wedding rings. And again, there's little hearts and sparkles scattered throughout. So that's the full confetti pattern. And then here is the medium size, which does also come in 4 corners, so you can get all 4. But the medium and the small confetti size come in 4, 3, and then 2 corner options. So here's the 3 corner, in case you don't want to cover up a particular piece of clip art in one of the corners. And then here's an example of the small confetti size in the 2 corner. So just know that like everything can be offered in like any option. But yeah, here we have our small confetti. Let me put it next to the medium confetti so that you can see. It's actually only slightly smaller because I didn't want to shrink the design too much so you couldn't see it. But like it only comes up to like here on that one. So it is a bit smaller, and then this is what the 2 corner sheet looks like. So you get these 2 corners, and then the bottom 2 and the top 2, which look great over like fashion girl boxes. And then we have our quotes. We have some really pretty quotes for this one. So we have our 2 with the confetti full pattern in the background. This one says, "Our love story is my favorite." And then this one says, "And so our adventure begins." Very gorgeous. And then we have our 2 like plainer ones that don't cover up too much of the clip art, so you can use it over like any box. And this says "Happily Ever After." And then this one says "Always and Forever." Those turned out really well. And then finally we'll get into our double box scenes. So we have just the classic like full confetti pattern double box scene overlay, and then we have the fun one. So I always include both on one sheet because a lot of kits do include two double box scenes now. So this one is just like a garland, a wedding garland, and then we have our couple kissing in the corner, and then there's some sparkles scattered throughout as well. I always have fun making a kind of artsy scene for that one. And then we have two versions of the full box overlays. So this is the couples sheet. So we have all of our couples. We have two kissing in the corner on that one. With the border, we have the two couple like just married kind of right in the middle. We have another wedding couple in the corner, and then this couple is dancing. We have some music notes in there as well. You can definitely see the sparkles in her dress there. So that is the couples version, and then there is the like more classic version with the borders. So we have a border here with the wedding cake, border here with the just married sign. There we go. Then we have the artsy flourish border with the doves and the hearts. And then we have the fun border with the wedding rings down here. So that's like the version 2 kind of. And then naturally we have our big box overlay and our tall box overlays to go along with the confetti. And these do come with 5 flag overlays on the bottom, and then 2 on that one. So this particular sheet does come in 2 sizes. This is the taller size, which is the Glam Planner big box overlay size. If we're using a smaller box like from Paper Candy Art or Apple Blossom Prints, there is a smaller size available in this listing, so you can just choose. And then if you get the tall box sheet, you do have both classic sizes of tall box overlays, so SPC size, and then I think Crest Press and Glam Planner size. So there's that. And now we get into the more fun elements. Actually, let's start with the headers. So here are the headers. As usual, we have our confetti in the top left. It's just kind of like a bigger confetti pattern, so it shows up better over the glitter headers. And then we have our 2 like alternating designs. So we have the wedding cake and glasses, and then the wedding rings and sparkles. Very fun. And then now, let's just do deco. So we have our big couple deco here, so it's kind of like the full box overlays, but you can just like put them anywhere you want in the box. So it'll give you more creative freedom with that. And then we have our large deco elements. Pretty much everything you've already seen before, but in greater detail. There's the bouquet of flowers in greater detail. And then I think there's like 1 row of medium, and then we just skip straight to the tiny row and then the tiny cluster deco row, which I had some fun with. So there's like sparkles there for the cluster dots, and then we also did the hearts and then little sparkles that you can find on my tiny deco sheet as well. So you can just use these to decorate like anything, or you could take these tiny doves and then put the hearts over them like how it is there, but I just kind of separated them so you could choose what to do with that. So I really like that deco sheet. And then of course we have our swoops as always. So we have the doves, glasses, cake, ring, rings, and then I actually separated the doves. So there's a single dove in that one, and then there's little hearts, and then the singular wedding rings down there. And the orientation of these swoops on this sheet is generally how they're meant to be used over the full box. So these are meant to be closer to the top, but these are meant to be closer to the side, but you can use them however you would like. And then we have the dangles to go along with that, so you can make your own little swoops and dangles arrangements on your full boxes or wherever. So these are the really long ones. You can trim them to whatever length you would like, or you can use them really long. So we have the wedding cake, bells, glasses, doves, and then a ring. And we have the medium size, 2 rows of that. This one is mirrored. So we have the wedding ring, cake, singular dove, the glasses there, a string of them, a string of the doves, and then the cakes and the bells, and then smaller versions of those. And then we have our tiny dangle row, which is just the wedding ring, a couple of the doves, and then the cake and a heart. So you actually get some heart dangles in there too, which is kind of fun. Alright, now let's get into the bottom washi. So I kind of didn't do as much as usual because I just didn't feel like there was too much too many options you could do. So for the the solid pattern, I just did alternating all the elements that are included in the collection. Just kept them all in a nice neat row. Very classic washi overlay. And then you can pair that with the confetti. And there's the flag overlay, which again, very hard to see at this angle. I would just look at the mock-up online. But yeah, so these don't actually have the wedding cake and the flags, but I did stick them into the confetti on the actual washi strip because I thought it would be pretty fun to have it there. So there's that, and you can pair those if you want. I mean, there's not really many mix and match options for that, as there usually are. But if you are using a glam planner wedding collection, you'll probably want to pick up these to go over her 10mm and 7mm strips. So the 7mm is usually a glitter strip, so I just do like a confetti overlay, same as the headers sheet. And then for the 10mm, I just did a long string of the garland, which I thought was really fun. The garland looks really good in this like really busy kind of foil where there's a lot going on, and so it looks more 3D. So yeah, that's that. And then for the 30mm, I had a lot of fun with this one actually. Although I feel like a lot of kits don't come with like washis that are intact or that are like exactly 30mm high, so you may have to trim yours. But yeah, so here we do have the garland, and then there's a bunch of couples who are dancing underneath it. Very fun. And then there's some music notes as well. These are real music notes. Had some fun with this because I do play the piano, so I do know all of these notes, and I just thought it would be really funny to like include some stuff that you don't usually see. Treble clef is pretty common, but I also included a bass clef just for fun. Did not include the alto clef because it's just like a K, and that's kind of dumb. And then there's like a half rest and then a quarter rest in there. I kind of like forgot about the 8th rest until it was too late. That would have been a fun one to include, but stay tuned because there may be some more music stuff coming up. I think you probably know why, for similar reasons to the thing I mentioned at the very beginning of this video. But yeah, just a lot of really fun musical elements going on there, and I did blow them up and make them the little deco too. So yeah, and then so that's for the right side. You do have an additional choice for the right side if you want to include the one with a weekend banner. As always, you get both options, and then the left side is a little bit different. For some reason, I just like to leave the left side more plain. So there's little, these two couples are not featured elsewhere in the collection, but we do have like the little, I think he's like asking her to dance, and then I believe that's like the kiss at the end, possibly, but it's just like two different kind of stages of dancing. But yeah, I thought that was really fun to have them dancing under the garland. So yeah, that's the 30mm. I keep like feeling like I already showed you the bundle, even though I didn't, because I showed you the Vengeance bundle instead. So I'm like tripping myself out. I thought it was like repeating stuff that you've already seen, but nope. So let's go over the bundle for the wedding collection. Here we have our confetti full box overlays, same pattern as I described earlier. And they do have the kind of more boring double box scene overlay, so if you want the fun one, you'll have to pick that up separately. And then for our bottom washi, not bottom washi, underlays, you can choose your underlay pattern. This is just an example of the large underlays. Look at all that sparkle, it's so pretty. So let me get 2 sheets of those. And then we have our Deco and headers, which again you've already seen, but here they are in the bundle. You do get like full versions of each. And then page 4 is again stuff you've already seen basically. There's only 2 options for the 15mm, so that is what you see on here. And everything else in this is always the same. And then your add-on sheet includes 2 of the wedding rings underlays. I thought it would be like a good classic version 2, and 2 of the 3-corner overlays. You have the really fun ring like border box there, so this like actually matches with something. And then I included this couple box here with the music notes because I just really like the music notes. So that's what that overlay box is. And then our 2 quotes. So we do have happily ever after, and then and our adventure begins. And I did choose the 2 ones that were like the most wedding-y because I think the other 2 quotes on that sheet were like love in general. But these were the most wedding-y, so that's why they go on the add-on sheet. So yeah, that is the wedding collection. And yep, it will be available in this glitter holo as well as all of the other foil options in my shop, and you can get any other previous sheet or collection in this new glitter holo as well. Very exciting. Now I almost forgot, but I am going to go ahead and do a mock-up spread, same as last week. I'm going to try to do this more often because I did actually print one off this time. I forget the shop, I actually have it right here. White Rose Printables. So yeah, I picked up the I Do collection from her. I do have the I Do collection from I think Scroll Prints Co., but I'm hoarding that one, so this is kind of like a little taste test, a little sneak peek of how this collection looks laid down. I did print it on removable matte paper, but I think my printer settings like were set really high, so it still looks pretty good, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and lay down some elements of this collection, and then I will come back and show you how it looks all laid down. Alright, so let's have a look at what we've got. So this is the finished mock spread. I did not pull in any dangles or swoops because frankly the sheets I printed for the demo were pretty good and it's really hard to get those to be perfect, so I am going to keep those in case they get ordered. But here's pretty much everything else. I kind of went crazy with the full boxes and full box overlays, so I did double up on a couple of them. Right there, I think. So we do have the tall box overlay right here. Here's our bottom washi. The pattern here is a little bit busy for the confetti to show properly on top of, but it just looks pretty, just looks sparkly. And then we have the vows underlays, the large right there, showing off some of the dividers. There's the simple line dividers over the fancy labels. I really like that divider right there. We have the happily ever after quote box over the 3-corner overlay because I didn't want to cover up the roses. And we have the pretty ring fun border right there. You can see the header overlays as well. And I used some of the big deco with the square box, and then the cluster deco as well. There's some more big deco in the sidebar. Some more of the fun dividers. And then here I doubled up, so we have the 2-corner and then the couple dancing full box overlay right there. Some more dividers. The flag overlay. Some deco in the top section. Another really pretty flourish divider. More dividers, more underlays. We have the rings underlay, the medium, the vows, and the large. And then here's the double box overlay, the fun one. I think this looks really good over this particular scene, so that's fun. So there is that, and then I also did want to show off the 30mm. So I did print off like both versions of the bottom washi. Thankfully it came with both, so you could kind of see it laid out. So there you go, super fun. Again, it's a little bit busy of a pattern for this overlay to go over, but in the right lighting it looks good. So yeah, that is the mock spread. This will all be available starting tomorrow. Hopefully this goes up on Thursday, but yeah, tomorrow's Friday, so that is when this will all be available. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you want to like, comment, subscribe, and share, that would be wonderful. And I will see you in my next video. Ciao, ciao.